live. Good afternoon, good evening, 8 o'clock.
Good evening, good night. Yeah,
yeah,
you cover all of them.
Definitely. Hi everyone. So we are doing a live stream. I'm Sean. He's Dave.
I'm Dave.
I'm Dave. And Cycle 28 is on sale today and all week. It's 10% off, right?
Yes, it is 10% off. I've just popped the link in the YouTube chat, so people can
so if you haven't got it, then you can go grab it for 10% off. And the soundtrack is also 10% off.
Yeah.
As well. So if you haven't got the soundtrack yet, maybe pick it up. So should we jump straight in and start playing?
Yeah, I think so.
Before
that's
we
enough
do like
sales
that's enough talk.
The hard sell.
Let's switch to the gameplay. And so if you haven't joined us for one of these streams before, which is very likely because there's only been one, which was yesterday, which was us trying to figure this stuff out, you can actually switch camera between me and Dave. So in the YouTube thing, you can click more cameras and you can switch between us, and we'll probably be playing at the same time, and sometimes maybe not. We're just kind of chilling out playing Cycle 28 because it's on sale and we felt like doing it. So let's have a look. And especially the other main reason is that we suck at the game and are not doing great in the leaderboards. So let's have a look here.
So
I'm 33 in the leaderboard.
We're looking at global leaderboards.
This is globally. This is like the full-on.
Okay, full-on global leaderboard. See, I'm 62nd, which is not great.
Yeah,
not great by any stretch of the imagination. But actually, we've done a whole video series as we've tried to inch our way up different scores as the leaderboards have come and gone. But we are getting a little better. But I think what I've felt about the whole thing, Sean, is that I like the fact that you and I aren't the best at this game. I think that would be awful.
Yeah.
If we were the best. So I'm really that's how I sleep at night. That's how I tell myself it's okay that we suck at this game.
It feels good that people must be playing it right.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
if it's good. Right. So my personal best is 7,300. So my goal for this evening is to beat that score.
Yeah.
Have you got any goals?
To beat that score? No. To beat your score.
Yeah.
So what? Yeah. So I mean, if you're watching Sean at the moment rather than me, you're just watching the first run. I'm guessing some of you will have seen Cycle 28 before. Some of you might not have. So for those of you who haven't, I'll do a very, very quick rundown of what's actually happening. You're the blue ship. You're shooting the yellow ships or golden ships, and you're trying to rack up as high a score as possible. To do that, the easiest thing to do is just make sure your multiplier stays high. That's in the top right-hand corner. That goes up when you kill something. It goes down when something hits you.
And it goes down to 1 if you get hit once.
Yeah, it's total wipeout, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, just don't get hit, Sean.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how the scoring system works. It's not the only thing in the game, as I'm sure you saw when Sean just started up the game, and again when Sean dies, is that you get a bit of the story. So there's a storyline to this game as well. That I kind of want to get into a little bit later. I think it'd be quite fun to kind of play around with that a little bit as well.
It'd be nice to talk generally. We haven't really done a post-mortem. Just generally talk about who we are and what we're doing for people who might be new to the channel to us. And so, who are we, Dave? Who
are we? Good question. Okay, so I'm Dave. That's all I am. That's enough. And I'm a lecturer at USW here in Cardiff, and I teach creative writing. So I am a writer as well as a lecturer, and as well as working on games for Pillbug. I have a couple of novels that are available in many good bookshops. That I won't put a link. For example, well, I mean, you could just pick them up on Amazon. That's probably the easiest way, isn't it? So, if you were just to type into Amazon David Towsey, you would find me, because there's not many David Towseys out there writing books or doing stuff on Amazon. So, I'm pretty easy to find. That's who I am, Sean. But I suppose the other things, what other things? I have a couple of cats.
Yeah.
I really like board games. What else is there? That's about it. That's probably it. What about you, Sean?
Cool.
Who are you?
I'm Sean. I'm also a lecturer at Swansea Uni, a computer science lecturer. And because I had a day of student meetings, my voice is like struggling.
Okay.
So I'm trying my best. Yeah, no, and I play board games and I make games, and have been making games for a few years now. Quite a few years, actually. Oh, no, this isn't good. You've asked me that question right when things are getting hairy.
Yeah, you're
not hairy anymore.
Ooh.
Need to turn Steam off.
So yeah, you're not pushing that score. I mean, you're the one talking. So I mean, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into some Cycle 28 as well, because you know, if you're watching me or you're watching Sean, obviously you're getting different parts of the stream. Even though you can hear both of us, you know, you might be watching my menu screen, so you might want to actually see me play as well. Sean, what upgrades are you running with?
So I've got double drones and multi-shot, which I think is going to be my best bet for beating that personal best. I'm not sure what I was running when I got that personal best, so I might try a few things out.
Okay. Yeah, I think we should tonight, because I think I'm also in the multi-shot double drones camp.
I haven't actually unlocked all the upgrades yet, despite the fact that we made this game.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've unlocked them all in the past, but as I've said many times on many videos we've done, I have to keep deleting my save to test things, which means I have to unlock everything again and again and again. So I think I've got like 3 unlocks left, 3 upgrades to unlock. Do you want to tell people how they unlock upgrades?
So it's super simple and super controversial. You just have to beat your own score. And it can be by 1, it can be by 100, it can be by 1,000,000. But you just have to beat your previous score. And you get a new upgrade until you've unlocked all 10.
Yeah.
And you know, some upgrades, well, not all upgrades are created equal. Some are stronger than others, subjectively speaking.
Yeah. So you equip 2 upgrades. Which has meant that people can play, like, there's lots of different builds people are using.
Yeah.
Depending on how you like to play. Oh, crud. I was doing alright then. I was doing really well, and then... Oh. Right.
It's classic Cycle 28 noise there, Sean.
Yeah.
So yeah, different builds, different preferences. That was a really important part of the development process for us, was that we didn't want there to be, you know, necessarily one best way to play the game, one kind of super powerful build that was clear from our testing and from our beta testing was better than the others. So we did work pretty hard to try and give players that customizability and to kind of feel like their upgrade decisions really mattered.
Yeah.
So that's why I suppose in some ways some of them feel a little bit more kind of subjective rather than objectively powerful. Does that make sense?
I don't know what you mean, but
well,
like something like double shot. Okay, is literally it's more powerful because I'm shooting more. I have twice as many bullets.
Well, that is the perception. Yeah.
Well,
that's the perception.
Yeah.
That is more powerful. It's more powerful than shooting once, but is it more powerful than some of your other upgrades? Becomes more of an argument than Then objectively speaking, shooting 3 bullets is better than shooting 1. But it comes at the cost of other upgrades. So if you're watching my stream at the moment, you will see where Sean might have been having story snippets. We just have a bit of garbled information there in square brackets. So if you're at all interested in what that might mean, because that's clearly not a bit of storyline, there's not much story there. If you're at all interested in what that might mean, you can hop onto our Discord channel, the link to which is on our YouTube page and on our Steam page, our Steam Community Hub, and find out what that might mean. It's a little bit mysterious. Square brackets.
So I'm hoping that now the game is on sale, we'll get a few more players in that will try and figure that stuff out. People have got pretty far, and there have been lots of very close ideas, right? And
yeah,
it's been interesting to watch that.
It's been super interesting.
So yeah, to be clear, like the game's been out how many months?
To be clear, I don't know when our games come out. It was 9th of March, wasn't it?
Yeah, so March, April, May. So 2 months, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no one's completed it yet.
Nope.
No one has actually got. So, do you want to explain the story, the basic story?
So the basic story is you are Flight Lieutenant Olivia Bergen, and you are stuck in Cycle 27. Despite the name of the game being Cycle 28, Olivia is reliving Cycle 27 over and over again in the hope that she will figure out why she's stuck and how she can get to the next cycle. Cycle in this narrative sense, kind of standing in for day, I suppose. She is trying to figure it out just as the player is trying to figure out what's going on and how to progress the game. And just as our community is trying to figure that out. So every now and again you get a little bit of a something from Olivia as you play different cycles and try and figure out what's going on. She's basically as in the dark as you are, trying to understand what situation she's found herself in. That's it so far. I mean, there are other narrative bits to talk about. Olivia left behind her son to kind of come into deep space to deal with the threat of whatever these yellow ships are. So you get a little bit of backstory about her and who she was before before you kind of come into contact with her as the player. It's so funny trying to talk about these things where every now and again you just hear
yeah, I realise this idea of us both playing at the same time means talking is going to be tricky. I've got towards the end of a run and I'm 4 hours left on the cycle and it's getting hairy.
Yeah. I've got 11 hours left and I'm looking alright. I'm at 3,000 points. What points are you at?
Well, I'm at 2,400. So, all right.
So you got some work to do.
Yeah, I need to think. Right, I'm gonna try a different set of upgrades. So I've got 4 upgrades to unlock. Let's try. So multi-shot, 2 forward-facing projectiles, broadside. I'm gonna try this. I'm going to try heavy drone double drones.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm
Do you want to talk a little bit about heavy drones? Because they're really interesting compared to other upgrades.
Yeah, so you've got... so you can see them actually. So heavy drones... So you spawn these drones, and you're constantly spawning these drones, which the large ships also spawn. But, So there are 2 types. There are like normal drones, which is what you have from the beginning, but then you unlock heavy drones. So my drone just killed that guy. So I've got these kind of larger drones you can see here if you're watching my camera. That's a heavy drone. They have slightly more health, they're slightly slower, they last longer, and they can really help you keep your multiplier up because they're all out here kind of destroying things for you. So you'll notice now on my screen like I'll get some score. The battle text will appear from off screen, which means my drones are out there doing their business.
Hi.
Nice.
Oh, my cat's just about to join me on stream. Yeah, that's good. I've got 4 hours left, and I'm looking all right for a good score. So I really don't want my cat to interfere.
Yeah.
Hi, Sloan. All right. Sloan, say hi. Hey, say hi to the viewers at home, Sloan. How you doing? All right. Oh no. Okay. All right. Just sit down then.
So yeah, there's a lot of argument whether or not you need to have drones or not, because you can like have a bunch of upgrades that don't really do anything to your drones. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no! There she is. There she is. Oh, don't hit. Ah. Oh, yeah. So just in case anybody was wondering, this is my cat. Say hello, Sloan. Say hello. So yeah, that was a 4,400. I was 500 points off my top score there.
Your top score? What's your top score?
4,900.
Right. Okay.
So
did I get that 7,000 on a video?
Ages ago, wasn't it? No, it was when you were wasn't it when you were testing new builds? Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, so maybe my cat is going to be the good luck charm. Maybe that's what's going to be the difference for the tonight's runs.
What is the current high score again? It's like 17,000, isn't it, or something?
Oh yeah, it's something madness.
That's crazy.
Madness.
That's not good. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. View monthly. Let's have a look. Yeah, and annoyingly, the high score was done this month. So
why is that annoying?
It's annoying because that means that this month's leaderboard is going to be like really hard. So I'm currently 21st in this month's leaderboard. But yeah, that's why.
That's a good thing. That means that it's a new player. It's not someone who's been playing for months and months and months, or was in our beta. So someone who's picked up the game, and I think, in fairness, because the player has been pretty active on Discord as well. You know, we're talking a matter of a week or two. That I think it's something like Mohican. Is that right?
Yes, I think so.
So yeah, and like he's picked up the game, he's kind of interested, or they have picked up the game, interested in what's going on, and yeah, it's picked up the high score for the month, and on the global leaderboard, which is awesome.
Right, let's get back in it. All right, hang on.
Two carriers now. Get out of trouble, Sloan. We're in trouble. Right.
I'm kind of like, it's interesting. So when we normally do these videos, when we do like the ones we record, we do it through Discord, and and we're watching each other's run, and the lag is pretty good, but it's kind of tricky watching the delay on your stream to try and figure out where like what's going on.
Oh, I can tell you, it's going well. Like this is I spoke too soon. No, that's okay.
Okay, I'm gonna try like no. I'm gonna go with no drone specials. I'm gonna go bullets. So
big bullets all the time.
So you have some choices with the bullets. If you want to do the upgrades.
Yeah.
You've got like. So I've gone with double. What's it? Double shot, which is multi-shot. That's it. Yeah, double shot is not what it's called. Double shot and then broadside. So broadside then goes out the side, but we also have like a rear gunner, which obviously it comes out the back.
It's like reverse multi-shot, isn't it? It's a bit spread. So my cat is literally nuzzling my firing arm.
Yeah, that's not good.
All the time. Well, I mean, maybe it's rubbing off good luck. I don't know. It's hard to say.
I don't think that's how it works.
Don't think that's how it works.
Do you know what? This build is actually doing quite well.
Okay,
I'm going to be. I was going to talk about stuff, but now
now it's on, Sean.
Now it's
Sean,
like
it's
I might
actually
like
totally on.
I've got a 10x multiplier and it's going well.
Get out, dodge.
So, how was your weekend, Dave?
Don't start that up. I'm close to personal best.
I want to know. I want to hear.
How my weekend. I saw you at the weekend, Sean.
Yes, I know, but like I'm main conversation. That's my mark.
What's that about conversation? Okay, scout ships.
So I didn't watch Eurovision.
You didn't? Okay.
No.
I did watch Eurovision, yes. It was a thing that happened in my life, a thing that happens but once a year, fortunately. I think it's fair to say.
Have I told you about No Cloth before? No Cloth Map, which is slightly different.
No.
So Cloth Map is a really good... do you know Blinking White Guy, the GIF?
I do, yes.
Yeah, so that's Drew Scanlon, who used to work for Giant Bomb as a producer, and he started a Patreon, and he goes around the world and does documentaries about like games around the world and how people play games in different countries. It's really good. And his first one of his first ones, he went to Ukraine, I think, and he went to Eurovision and filmed it from inside what it's like to be at Eurovision.
Nice.
But it's really interesting.
That's cool. Okay. Well, did it have a gaming point of view or anything?
That was just like part of... That was like something he just always wanted to do. But he then went around and visited people gaming-wise. Because they're like he went to Chernobyl and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I think one of his more popular videos is like the dogs of Chernobyl.
Or
something like that. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. So did he have a good time at Eurovision?
Yeah, I think so. It looked pretty fun.
Nice. In other news, I just did get a new high score.
You got a new high score. What are you?
Yeah.
How many upgrades have you got? And like.
So that unlocked for me. I think. Let's have a look. I think that was rear gunner.
Yeah.
That unlocked. So that's cool. It was about 200-point increase, something like that. So I'm still 10th on the monthly leaderboard.
Where am I at the moment?
On the monthly leaderboard, 19.
Okay, so I did actually just go up a position.
Yeah.
I felt like that was a good run. Maybe this is my build, which is kind of surprising because I really like drones.
Are you on broadside and multi-shot?
Yeah, I'm kind of I tend to be... When I play RPGs, I tend to always go for passive abilities as much as possible. And I always see like drones in here as like the equivalent of a passive ability. Because you don't have to think, right? You just like, I've got my drones, so they'll go do their stuff.
Yeah.
Right, I've got the train here. So, do you want to explain about bosses?
Sure. So Sean's kind of tackling one of the, I suppose we would call them mini bosses, wouldn't we? That spawn at 2 different points in the kind of 6-minute cycle of Cycle 28. And that's when you've probably noticed already that it gives you your split timer, or what we call split in Cycle 28, which is kind of like a rally or kind of racing split time. And that just lets you know how you're doing in terms of your score in the split, but it also gives you a heads up that a new mini boss has spawned, and that spawn is random from the array of mini bosses in Cycle 28, which I'm sure you'll all get to know and love in good time. Sean's dealing with Big Train, we like to call that one Big Train.
Yeah, not so big at the moment because I destroyed some carriages.
You've whittled that train down, so that's groovy, and that's kind of what the bosses are doing. And then there is a final boss, which we won't talk about. But I think if you did have an eagle eye, you might have spotted it on my camera earlier.
Yeah, she has been on mine already.
Oh, okay.
So
that's cool.
Yeah, I didn't kill her.
No. So well, in that case, if we both had that final boss on the screen, I think we can probably talk about it a little bit.
No, I don't think so. If people have they might not have seen her.
Okay.
I think we I don't know, I'm more sensitive to spoilers than
than most.
Than most.
I'm just going to see if I can get my cat into shots, because people like that, right? There we go. Here we go. Here's my cats. People like cats. People on Twitter and YouTube like cats, right? I mean, that's just a given. So, I think that's value added to the stream right there. How are you? Okay. How's this broadside setup working out?
I had a good run the first time I tried it, and I've lost that was just like everything was going right, and then until it wasn't.
Yeah.
And now I need to recreate that magic. But the drones, like, they're deceptive, right? You think they're like the simplest. They're just so weak, one shot. Even with your silly piddling little bullets, there's one shot.
Yeah.
But when there's a bunch of them, they will screw you up.
Yeah, they are. They will. But they're so good for so good for building that multiplayer.
Yeah. Oh crap.
Slime, they can't. The people at home can't see you anymore. Put your head down. That's better. Now they can't see me, but they don't want to see me. They want to see a massive tabby cat. Is Colin around, or is he?
He's downstairs with Jay.
That's fair enough.
He has this habit of trying to get me to give him a treat every time he's up here. Which is usually fine, except when I'm working and playing games. Or at least playing...
So that's another one of the bosses we were talking about earlier. Do we have a pithy nickname for that one, or?
I have a nickname for that one.
What's that?
Well, I thought we decided that I couldn't use that nickname.
Is that stream appropriate?
Yeah, probably not. I was thinking earlier. So we're doing this at generally streamers streaming at say 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like, does the watershed apply to streamers? Like,
I mean,
it doesn't, does it? But
no, I mean, I think
how is it just like they didn't catch up with? I don't know, like regulating it. What does that all like?
To be honest, I think isn't the concept of the watershed slightly outdated anyway?
I don't know.
I think I don't know if there are people watching the stream or watching any stream, 17, 18-year-olds that know what the watershed kind of was and why it was important. I don't know, and I think you're right. Like, I think did streaming miss out perhaps on that regulation? I mean, I don't know, because there's always warnings about content, adult content. You have to accept that.
Just to be clear, that isn't the kind of stream you're watching. If you
no, there's nothing. There's not. I mean, unless you unless you think cats are, a little controversial. Sean does his best not to swear the whole time.
Yeah.
Even when things like that are going that badly.
So that was the nice thing about doing that podcast, was very early on it was clear that we were allowed to swear, and that yeah.
I think you're on solid ground when your podcast is about beer.
Yeah,
and games.
Probably fine.
Then...
Yeah, but to be honest, like, this is we don't have a rating for this. We haven't had an official rating, but clearly this is a game aimed at anyone, so
yeah,
we should keep all the content appropriate to that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start running again. I'm gonna go with the heavy drones. Why did you come off the heavy drones?
I just want to try something, a build that wasn't based on drones. I seem to be doing well with this one, but I think it might just be the double shot is just, it's like I always want to be using double shot.
Yeah.
Not double shot.
Multi-shot.
Multi-shot, yeah. Who came up with the names of these? Was it me or you? I can't remember.
I think it was you, dude. Actually, in fairness, I think I edited a little bit how we presented them in the menu.
Yeah.
But I think, in fairness, all those names initially were you. So if you are watching my stream at the moment, you will not only have a great view of my tabby cat, you will also be able to probably see the fact that, that unlike Sean, I use keyboard to play.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? I think it's interesting.
Because I don't know how interesting. We mention it every time.
I don't think we mention it every time. We talk about it with each other.
Yeah.
Because most people play with controller. I get the impression that a lot of people would play with a controller. But I could be wrong. Oh man, I've got a 10-time multiplayer. If I get this, oh my god, no! Oh. That would have been good. So that's the thing. Is like you could. So this guy is worth. I can't remember how many points, but he's worth a lot of points. Like point city. But you need so if I had the 10-pound multiplier, it's 800 points. I'd have got 8,000 points. That would have put me. That would have been my top score beaten. And it demands precision.
And concentration. That's the thing that makes it so hard to kind of stream and record. For us anyway, who aren't full-time pro streamers.
Yeah.
You slip in concentration, there goes your multiplier.
Yeah. I think talking and playing games is hard, right?
However
long you've been doing it. Oh, that's not good. It's not good. I do like that effect when you sometimes if you're watching my video there, what you find is the way that the AI works is you end up getting this kind of ball of hate in the middle of the map that eventually you end up kind of backing into, which like that. So let's have a look. You can change upgrades on this screen, but I'm just going back to the main menu because I want to look at the leaderboard. So monthly leaderboard. Yep, 16th. I thought you said I was 19th.
Well, that was about 20 minutes. Well, that was about 5 minutes ago.
Did I beat my score again? I might have. So I'm currently 16th. So I wonder if that is the best. If this upgrade was that broadside and so.
That was bad.
I might try heavy drone and multi-shot. I'm actually going to grab a glass of water. It's getting quite warm in here.
Yeah, no worries.
I can't keep talking with that, so I'll leave you with Dave playing.
Okay. No, I guess that's one of the huge bonuses of the double stream, that we can take comfort breaks where necessary, and we don't have to stop the action. So, those of you who were watching Sean can now watch me do my run. Who I think I've had the best of it tonight out of the two of us. But Sean is still higher than me on the global leaderboard, but I've got him on the monthly. So it's basically when you work that closely with someone on a game like this, you pretty much inevitably are going to strike up some form of petty rivalry. Which, I mean, it started pretty early on in the whole process. I think we're both fairly petty individuals. With a lot to prove, clearly, seeing as we both aren't that great at the game. So the first Pillbug game that Sean made was Intelligent Design. And that doesn't really have a competitive element in quite the same way, so I don't think if we'd have worked on that together, I don't think we would have been able to have this kind of competitive aspect to our coverage, which would have been a bit of a shame. I am trying to concentrate and talk, which is basically doing two things at once, which, as anyone knows, is genetically impossible for a lot of people, myself included. Well, scout ships. So one of those things about scout ships, which is quite nice, and there's one of the bosses, is that they behave kind of quite differently to many of the other enemies in Cycle 28. They come looking for you. Well, they come looking for you, and they come in packs. So they are onto you, basically.
They are surprisingly like deadly impacts, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, and you know, you have to deal with them really at some point, don't you? You can't just keep hoping that they'll go away or that they won't find you, because they will.
You know, I just realised that you know, we were talking about controller versus keyboard earlier.
Yeah.
I implemented the controller controls because I was starting to get RSI in my hand from testing. So I thought it would help to have those quickly implemented. I mean, we're always going to have controller controls, obviously, but
yeah.
Yeah. So I can't imagine playing with the keyboard again. Maybe I'll try for a run with keyboard, see how I do.
That sample size sounds good.
I'm starting to think heavy drones are actually like key, because now my drones are surviving, but oh, that was stupid. I saw that coming.
It's funny, I've just switched to heavy drones plus multi-shot just to see how that goes. So is that what you're running right now?
Heavy, yes, I am. How is that going for you?
It's early days yet. I mean, it doesn't matter what upgrades you have if you play like an idiot, like I was just then. Let's get that dodge a little bit. So, also worth pointing out, if you haven't played Cycle 28 much, that you heal up.
This is not good.
By not shooting, which is why you'll find sometimes Sean and I will just kind of get out of dodge, just fly into space where there's not many enemies, not shooting, and wait for that damage to recover.
You can also use your gun as a engine.
Yes. So there was a little bit of Discord chatter about that this week, really, wasn't there? About like someone I think who's fairly new wondered if it was actually a bug, and in the way that the controls were dealt with. Am I remembering that rightly?
No.
No. Okay. Cool. You can tell them all about that then.
That was something slightly different.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was anyway.
But I guess it kind of, to me, like reading it, it was talking about the fact that, you know, it's not a game where you can ever stay still. Like,
no,
you can have
true.
the perception of staying still. Ooh, big train. But the reality is you're in space, no one can hear you scream, and you can't really brake.
How do you even define stillness in space?
Yeah. Yes. That's the kind of question for a mind far greater than my own.
The thing that used to really bother me when I was a kid was how come on Star Trek they always like make each other facing the right way up?
That's an amazing. That has never occurred to me. But that is brilliant. How did they always meet each other facing up? So, like, if a Klingon warbird was off, you know, was just pootling around, he'd always be right.
Yeah, it was like
right
there was a universal up, which doesn't make any sense.
That is a good point. I'm sure you're not the first to comment on that,
I'm sure like that has to be a thing that people.
Oh, big trade. Oh, no,
I mean, it's like it's sci-fi. I don't really care, but yeah.
So if you were thinking about like instigating a brand new sci-fi kind of major series, your one caveat would be the ship design has to be in such a way that it looks the same regardless.
Yeah,
it's all up. It's all up.
The USB-C of space dramas, I guess.
Yes. Nice. Yeah. That well, I mean, an important point.
Oh, this is not going to end well. I just appeared in between two cruisers, carriers. Yeah. This my want of beating my high score is not going well.
No. No. My attempt to beat your high score is not going well either. But I've beaten my own, so that's like a half.
You unlocked, victory. Yeah. I wonder. Okay, I'm going to try something different. Have I even unlocked light drones? Yeah, I have. I'm going to try light drone. So light drone is the kind of opposite balance of the heavy drone. So it's a it's less health but faster. So then they're tiny. Like one just spawned out. Like they're really tiny. You can see that they go super fast. Really hard to hit. So let's see how this goes. But then I don't have my multi-shot is the thing.
You double drone, light drone.
There's like a certain. I've forgotten all the angles for attacking these carriers because they're. I keep getting they all come in. All the little drones just end up flying straight into me, and then I don't get a multiplier from them.
That's not good.
No.
That's particularly bad early on when you have the opportunity to really maximize that first carrier you come across.
Yeah, if you're getting 75 on your first carrier, you're doing it wrong, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
The trick is, I think, is just being conservative when you start, because you need to not get hit.
Yeah, I mean, when things start getting really explosive, and there's so much on the screen, it's much harder to regulate that. But early on, you've got the opportunity to really make sure you are maximizing that multiplier.
I'll tell you what, I have a lot more drones now that I've got these two drones. Oh, God. That was close. And also, it's getting used to like predicting where these bullets go. Like, they go in a straight line, but you know, like it's about
you don't go in a straight line. That's the key.
You end up early on when we were talking about how we were kind of like designing the way that the ships shoot at you. I can't remember the exact change that we made, but it ended up making it so that actually you would get hit more when you moved into the bullets. So like.
I mean, that's good because it feels like you're then responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rather than their fluky shots. It's like, if I just have avoided
not moved.
That.
Like, in a lot of cases, it's you just kind of need to trust and because they're quite clever. They lead their shots. There's lots of interesting, cool. I think. Cool, like vector maths going on behind the scenes to do that.
Threaded that needle. Oh, it's still got me in trouble though. 4,400.
I don't like those. Heavy choices. Let's try multi-shot and double. Is double? Yeah. Let's try double drones.
You're into this realm of like playing around with upgrades a lot and second guessing yourself. That's what sounds like it's happening.
Well, there are over 100 combinations.
Exactly.
No, that's not true. There's a number of combinations which are there's Steam store.
A reasonable number of combinations.
I am not being held to that statement at all.
New upgrade, new personal bests.
Nice. How many?
5,641. I mean, the thing is, I've got a lot more to go than you do with your personal best at 7,000, right? So I've got some work to do, but I'm getting it done tonight. This is the thing.
I do wonder sometimes if it's just having that long period of time playing it.
Yeah. Which we don't have. My cat is congratulating me with a really massive yawn.
Nice.
Our breath is not good. Jeez. But then if I ate fish flavored biscuits all day, my breath would not be good either.
Probably not.
So I can't complain. Blame her on that.
So you playing anything at the moment?
Cycle 28.
Yeah.
What am I playing? This is going to be a bad thing to admit, and I know. Oh no, that was good. That was a dead run. This is going to be a bad thing to admit, but I will stop doing it while I do it. I am playing Hearthstone, Sean.
Yeah. Why is that a bad thing to admit?
Because it's not well, I suppose it is kind of technically.
No, it's not an indie game. If that's what you were about to say. Is
Yeah.
that what you were? Those the words that were coming out of your mouth?
Ooh, in some respects, it shares some things with an indie game. Not a lot of people will really know that Hearthstone was made in Unity, which is the same program we use to make games, and a lot of people use to make games. But you're right, Sean. The backing of Blizzard
And
pretty
Activision.
much, and Activision means pretty much it's not an indie game. It's not an indie game in any way, shape, or form. But it's kind of cool that it was. That if you don't know the backstory to Hearthstone, you can find that out. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, so that's what I'm playing at the moment, Sean. But it's the kind of thing. Mainly, I'm playing it because I can play it on my phone, and I can. It kind of scratches an itch. I used to play quite a lot of card games, so it's kind of got that vibe to it as well. And I can just pick it up and put it down, and I build. It has that nice thing where you're building a collection, right? So, and you're doing that gradually. There was once upon a time I would have been like just dropping money on it to get cards as quickly as possible. But now I realise the fun is in building that collection.
Do you know what? I still come up across groups of enemies that I've not seen before in that configuration. So I just like 4 gunships just together. I've not seen that before. Like I know it's clearly possible.
Yeah.
But and that shield ship is covering it really well.
They are. I mean, I think shield ships, if I do so ourselves, I think they're a brilliant design in Cycle 28 because they start out so innocuous. Sorry. You think, they're just not a big deal. They don't even shoot you, and then once stuff gets like much more compact and hairy, like you've just flown into there, they cut down your flight paths so heavily.
Yeah. It's a flight skill check.
Yeah.
Like
that guy.
Boss as well, yeah, is also a flight skill check.
Flight skill check.
So yeah, we tried to make it so that each enemy kind of tested a different style of the game, I guess. Yeah. Now I'm thinking, right. Let's try multi-shot. Is reverse multi-shot worthwhile? Let's try that.
Is reverse multi-shot worthwhile? Are you going to run it with multi-shot as well?
Yeah, I'm not going to think about my rear. Like I'm just going to fire at the front and see, and then like hopefully.
Because actually, I was wrong earlier. There's both rear gunner and reverse multi-shot, isn't there? Those are 2 separate upgrades.
Yeah, rear gunner. So rear gunner it fires when you accelerate.
Yeah.
So it's like It's like the Gungeon in the Frowsers. So that's different because the reason that is different to this is because then you actually then
you have control. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're firing.
No. That's not the
okay.
Like because right. Let me kill this thing, and then I'll explain the difference. This is all going badly because I'm talking. Right, so this gun, I'm firing to fire it. Right, I'm pushing A.
Yeah.
That means I'm not healing. In the rear gunner, that happens when I push the engine. So actually, it's a free bullet.
Okay.
You're firing, but you're not actually. You can fire and heal at the same time.
And heal.
But it's a very low. the rate of fire is low and it's only a single bullet, that's why that is to balance that out. I don't know if anyone has noticed that.
I wonder if that is worth exploring a little bit more seriously. I don't know if anyone's a fan of rear gunner out there for that very reason. Because I mean,
not realise that that's what's going on.
Well, yeah, maybe. I mean, I suppose, so much of Cycle 28 is about survivability and making sure you take your opportunities when you can to heal up and being able to continue shooting while you're doing that. That sounds pretty worthwhile.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing I want to talk about for your current setup, Sean, is how that can affect your momentum in the game.
Yeah, because actually,
yeah,
it's kind of stopped. Go on, you say, because I'm.
Well, yeah, you're concentrating. So it is in some way affecting the momentum of the ship, because when you fire, that gives you a slight knockback, which, as we talked about earlier, in terms of the mechanics of Cycle 28.
Oh my god!
Just got to survive that. Oh, nicely threaded. The players quickly cottoned onto the fact that, actually, I can kind of move my ship and fire with an amount of precision just because of the kickback on the main gun. But that then becomes different when you have the rear gun firing as well. That degree of kickback changes. So if you're probably like me and Sean as well, if you're a player of Cycle 28 who uses multi-shot all the time but doesn't use reverse multi-shot, you're not used to that kickback. It's a slightly different degree, and that's going to change. That is going to affect a lot of your different gameplay. Probably not on a conscious level, but on just a feel of it.
It's going to be very subtle, but I think this is there's a lot of subtlety in this game, actually.
Yeah. This is a really good run, Sean.
Shut up.
I don't want to jinx it for you. Actually, I do want to jinx it for you. This is a really good run. You have done well to keep that fire and keep yourself alive through difficult situations. Yeah, I mean, you couldn't have missed that. That's a new PB for Sean, and it's flashed up on his split.
Oh
So
my! Look at that!
And it's beautiful to watch, really. So, in case, again, people who might be joining the stream or watching this video later date, who haven't seen much of Cycle 28, the camera isn't broken. It just zooms out to a much greater degree when you get near that edge of map wall. I think it's fair to say that people have kind of in Discord and in our channel, Yumini found us weak spot.
I've cracked the 10,000.
Nice.
That's the first time I've done that.
Yeah, and on stream, very impressive. So,
can I go any?
What's that left on the timer? Is that 4 hours? You're too much in the zone, I understand. So it'd be interesting to see how much Sean's got left in terms of the timer. Ooh, okay, alright.
An achievement unlocked.
Boom. Nicely done, sir. Nicely done.
Oof.
How'd that feel? That feel good?
Yeah. Where did that put me in? So global leaderboard 16th, monthly leaderboard top 5. I'll take that.
Very nice.
What did I unlock? That's the question. Rear gunner, so we can do.
You can do that.
We can do. So yeah, well, there we go. So I just did a run with multi-shot and rear multi-shot. So let's see how different this makes. You can see it right now. This game's pretty good.
And of course that means I now have to jump back in and actually play another run. I'm not going to get 10,000, but Sean has inspired me to try and improve my personal best.
I'm gonna just try this and
take a breather.
Yeah. So yeah, now you can see the differences. It's when I accelerate, is when it's firing, and that doesn't affect my ability to heal. So let's see. So what have you gone with on your build?
Multi-shot heavy drone. I was quite happy with how that played out just a moment ago. So I'm going to try that again. But that's a very respectable score without relying on a drone build to keep that multiplier up. So you did very well to keep.
I had so the second I was handed a the second boss handed me some good points because it was one of the highest scoring bosses, one of the more difficult bosses, but I happened to know its weak spot. So it's one, like maybe surprisingly. But I think like you can learn that.
Yeah, it's not that like difficult to find that weak spot.
No, I think there's a skill to pulling it off. Which you can watch that replay and see what that is yourself.
And you can decide if it's a skill or not.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, I got a new personal best for the first split.
Nice.
But it's this guy, and this guy is not my favourite guy. So yeah, I think how many mini bosses are there?
In the rotation?
Yeah.
Is it 5?
Oh, down. Okay, I need to. I think I'm gonna. Whew, that's me done.
You done?
Yeah, that run was.
Put a fork in Sean.
Yeah.
He's done.
So I'm gonna switch and watch you for a couple of runs, or are you gonna do it one more run?
I'll do a couple more runs. Or maybe inspired by you, I will try reverse multi-shot. See how that goes.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the main menu here. Let's have a look. So yeah, so I'm seeing more of the leaderboard now because I'm on 16th. So let's put the monthly leaderboard on. And let's have a look and watch your run. So you're doing the same build.
Yeah, I thought I'd try it out.
Yeah, not a bad idea. I'm wondering what I suppose. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder why that build. Because those little ones shooting backwards, I suppose, is going to help you with your multiplier because that's me going off and shooting people behind you, right?
Yeah, I guess so. But you're not going to have as many drones to protect that multiplier. It'll probably build quicker, but not be as protected.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not put it down to entirely to the build. Obviously, you've managed to kind of hone in on a good run, level of concentration.
Yeah, I think there's like the right amount of talking as well. So
I think our friend Ben kind of was quite early on identified that there is a sweet spot for this game in terms of how many runs. Okay, that's not good. How many runs you do when that run, when you're at your peak cycle 28, kind of you've got your eye in, but you haven't been staring at space for too long, and things like that. So I think there might be a peak.
Yeah, I think
and then you just have to step away from the screen for a bit.
It's something you just have to get into the zone for. I think. I'm pleased. I am pleased that I beat that score. To get into the 10,000 on stream. I'm happy with that.
That's good news.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe now we can stop talking about how bad we are at our own game.
Yeah, I think the 10,000. that's the like. Well, where am I? If I look at global, so 10,000, the top 18 players.
That's legit.
Yeah.
Lost that 10 times. Multiply it. 5 at least.
Yeah, I'm just that's blown me away.
Oh, see, I'm just getting tagged by scouts loads. I'm obviously used to being able to kind of have a bit more protection against those.
Yeah. So your multiplier is pretty. Yeah, you lost that multiplier then. So have you got to the first split yet?
No, I think it's coming up. It's a scout. That's a lot of scouts.
Yeah.
And I don't have a lot of health.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I think
double carrier.
A lot of the people know like, oh, that's double carrier like right on top of each other.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not going to keep my multiplier at all because of that scout.
Maybe take a break. You're getting low on health, right?
Yeah.
And that's gonna. It's interesting thinking about that. The flight mechanic changed with the different guns. Oh, that's nasty. That was like a long one because there were two of them there. Oh, that's him. He's a good one for getting a good high score, but not like that.
Not like that. Not like that. I might be done too.
I think it's time to close it down.
Nice.
So yeah, so Cycle 28 is on sale for a week. So pick it up if you haven't got it already, and like if you have friends who might like it, suggest they buy it or buy it for them. Those both.
Yeah, be a nice guy. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So I'll let you close out because I suck at closing out.
Okay.
Yeah, I will figure out how to close out.
We talked about that, haven't we? We talked about getting better at that. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. You've been watching Sean and Dave, developers at Cycle 28, developers of Cycle 28 at Pillbug Interactive. Thanks very much for stopping by, and hopefully see you on the YouTube channel.
Keep it going
soon.
a few seconds.
Yeah, okay, wow. Spin it out. Don't forget to like and subscribe to these videos. It hugely helps us. And we also have a mailing list on pillbug.zone. Sign up to get a free copy of the amazing Cycle 28 soundtrack. Arguably my favorite thing about the game. That's a controversial thing to say, but we give it away for free if you sign up to our mailing list.
That was a long few seconds. I'm at the stop streaming button now. Thanks for watching, guys. Okay. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, everyone. Cheers.